And thank you, Tanisha. Well, switching gears, our next guest is the co-host of The Group Chat with Chris and DJ, not this DJ, a weekly podcast that tackles a variety of issues from race to pop culture and provides a unique perspective from two African-American millennial men. And we welcome now Christopher Cooper, and good to have you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. So you're chatting it up.
I am chatting it up. Me and my co-host every week meet, and we just literally talk about stuff that's going on in our lives, how it affects our community, and kind of bring people in to give them a voice and offer a different perspective.
So why go ahead and come forward with a group chat, as we say, because when you talk about today, media and having a voice, I think you said that it's very important.
It is very important, and especially in the America that we live in today, it's very important that we have different channels to get our voices out. I do feel like we named it the group chat because young people, we're literally attached to our phones all the time. So, and we are all involved in some group chats, and those group chats are, they tackle a variety of issues. So that's what we do. We do it on a weekly podcast, and it's pretty dope.
So when you talk about coming together and talk about some issues, what are some of the issues you've been talking about?
Like recently we spoke about the inauguration, the end of the Obama era and the beginning of the Trump era, and what that kind of means to us and how we feel about it. So that's really one of the stuff. And we talk about pop culture stuff going on in that millennials are interested in.
A lot of people are talking about the inauguration, and a lot of people talk about the president-elect Donald Trump. Well, no longer president-elect, but now President Donald Trump. What's the feedback been on your show?
It's been pretty standard across the board. It's in line with how everyone else feels. We respect the office of the presidency, but we have some concerns. We have some feelings about what a Trump administration looks like and how it affects really young people, but more importantly, young black people.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel it's important now, given the state of tension and what's going on? I mean, you talk about Washington, D.C. right now, and we've heard even the president has done some things in terms of censoring Twitter from, and of all people, he censors Twitter from,
ironically,
from departments and social media from departments. Do you feel now that it's more than ever more important to have a voice out there?
I do. I feel like you said, he has different issues with the media. The other day, I think his press secretary called it a war with the media, and I do feel like media isn't just one form, and if we can get the truth out there and not alternative facts, I do feel like right now it's more important than ever.
Mm-hmm. There you see the group chat with Chris and DJ. You see the look at what it looks like, and it's a podcast, and you can check them out on SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. They've been out there. What's coming up on next for you guys?
We record on Saturdays and release on Sundays. So this Saturday we'll have kind of a roundup of the first week of the Trump administration, what that has looked like, and kind of some of the issues that he has tackled and so far with his executive orders and stuff, as well as some other things going on in pop culture, from the Soulja Boy versus Chris Brown boxing match that's coming up, to the fallout with Chrisette Michele not getting to meet him at the inauguration. So
I heard her this morning on the Breakfast Club. Actually, I did on the way in.
She was very upset about it.
Well, I think she's very upset about that, but I think she's also very upset about the backlash that she's gotten. And I think that anybody who, I'm not saying it's right, but I think anybody who pretty much is meeting or spending some time with the president in this current season is going to have to face that. So, what are people saying about Chrisette?
People are upset. People are mad. They do think that black people or black celebrities shouldn't meet the president, and if they do meet the president, what are the objectives? What are we trying to achieve? Is it just a photo op, or is it, do I just need a check to pay the next month's rent? And I don't see the reason why she needed to perform, but everyone has an opinion and a choice, and that's what she chose.
Yeah, and she said, I think she said, the latest that she said was that she felt as though that she was doing something to kind of bridge the gap. And
but was the gap really bridged though? Like, that's my thing. Is it like, what did it help other than, people not buying her music anymore. So
Right.
it's interesting.
Do you really believe that people are not going to buy the music?
I do feel like in the age that we live in, especially on Twitter, if Twitter rises up against you, it's never going to be good for you. Jennifer Holliday had that same issue where she was initially supposed to perform for him, and then Twitter rose up and spoke out, and she backed out. And we see that a lot. Steve Harvey got huge backlash from meeting the president at Trump Towers before he was sworn in. So it's people have feelings and opinions, and they don't feel like Trump represents them. So.
Yeah, I guess the question I'm trying to have answered, and I've been asking in various circles, and maybe you can help me with it. Then who is supposed to meet with him?
That is a good question.
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because when we talk about no one's supposed to be with him, I'm telling you, it's probably the President of the United States now. I can understand during campaign time, but now it's almost like there's a feeling like nobody should be meeting with him, nobody should say something to him. But it's very clear and obvious with what we're seeing and what we're watching on television right now. If you disagree with his policies and procedures, somebody has to be a voice in the room to say that we're not going for that.
Right, but when like I said, when these people meet with him, it's important to come back and say, this is what the president and I discussed. This is how we're going to move forward with, the policy. But it just always feels very staged and like a photo op in the lobby of Trump Towers.
Yeah, well, of course we'll continue to, follow that. So if you had to say that there's something that you guys really want to tackle on group chat and really get the blood going about and talking about, what is that?
That's interesting, because we do talk about a wide variety of issues, but I strongly feel that this Trump administration needs to be, closely watched and talked about. So I do feel like that's what people are interested in right now, especially young people are not. They listen to the news in 20 seconds, and I feel like we're able to give our opinions and give a different opinions. It's not we're not talking heads on cable TV or on network TV, but we do offer opinions that they can agree with and relate to.
Speak to us before we go real quickly about that millennial voice, because you are that millennial voice, and how popular or how powerful is that millennial voice in your perspective?
I think it's very powerful and popular because we are the future. I know it's cliche, but it's the truth. We do have an opportunity to shape this country moving forward, and I do think that we have to start, very young and kind of, let people know that we have an opinion, and it's a strong opinion, and that we, want things to get done, and they need to get done. So I do think it's a very strong voice.
Yeah, and when you talk about having a strong voice, I think about John Lewis, and a lot of people look at him today as being that great civil rights icon, but the truth is, when he really got started, he was a millennial.
Right.
Yeah,
that part.
That's it. So listen, we want to tell you that you can catch Christopher Cooper, co-host of the group chat with Chris and DJ. You can catch him out every week. It's on SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and we want to wish you best wishes.
Thank you.
Come on back. You got to come back and talk some more, right?
Thank you so much.
All right, good to have you. All righty. Well, listen, unfortunately, we're at the end of the show, and we want to thank our guests for joining us, and also you, the viewer, for tuning in. Now, if you missed any part of today's show, you can catch the Recablecast at 5 and 10 p.m. here on Cablevision's Channel 67. If you don't have that, well, you can check us out on Verizon Files, Channel 33, or anytime on the web at www.BronxNet.org. Of course, it's been a great time coming into your homes. I'm Daren Jaime. Keep this channel wide open until Friday. Friday, you'll be back with Rena Valentine, who'll bring you the latest in entertainment. So stay tuned. My girl, Rena, will be back on Friday. Until then, thanks for watching.